How extensive was the Lithuanian local collaboration with the Germans and Nazis during World War II? How did it play out? Different ancillary police units, local population.
Well, you had a lot of both. The one of the amazing statistics regarding the Shoah in Lithuania was discovered by a very well-known German historian who is the leading expert on the Nazi occupation of Lithuania, a man named Christoph Dickmann. And he found out, or he investigated, and the truth was that there were less than 1,000 Germans in Lithuania during the Nazi occupation. Now, the Shoah started in places like Lithuania, and it didn't start with Auschwitz. It started by the Einsatzgruppen, special mobile killing units, who were sent to annihilate the enemies of the Reich. Enemies of the Reich, in quotation marks, primarily Jews, but not only Jews, Gypsies, Jehovah's Witnesses, mentally ill, physically ill, handicapped, communists, etc. Now, the method that was used initially was shooting. So in other words, every single person had to be shot, had to be killed individually. It's not like dropping a canister of Cyclone B into a gas chamber in Auschwitz, and you've murdered half an hour later, 200 Jews are dead. So the Einsatzgruppe numbered only several thousand men. There were some women also working there. And they had to cover an area from Tallinn, Estonia, in the north, all the way down to Odessa. And in less than 2 years, they murdered 1.5 million, primarily Jews. So how could they do it? If there's less than 1,000 Germans in Lithuania, and Lithuania had 220,000 Jews living under the Nazi occupation, how are they able to murder so many Jews? They were able to do it because they had so many Lithuanians who were zealous participants in this mass murder operation, by the way, which was encouraged by the Lithuanian political leadership, which during the year of Russian occupation, after maybe it would help to give a little historical background.
Absolutely.
Lithuania, which had once been a huge kingdom in the 15th and 16th century, was for hundreds of years under Tsarist, part of the Tsarist Empire. In 1918, in the wake of World War I and the self-determination of nations, they were able to obtain independence. That independence lasted until June 1940, when the Soviets occupied Lithuania. And a year later, in June 1941, 22nd of June 1941, the Nazis invaded and kicked out the Soviets. So as I was saying, the number of people who were involved in this operation was huge. And that's the only explanation for the high percentage of victims in Lithuania, which was 96.4% of the Jews, and 90% of whom were murdered by shooting near their homes by Nazis and Lithuanians, in some cases only by Lithuanians. We know of certain places where not a single German was present. We know of certain places in Lithuania where the only Germans present were filming the murders, not killing the people themselves.